Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Got a great interview planned today. We are going to be talking to Lucy Powers and Delilah Napier. Now, they are both filmmakers. They are New York based and they are passionate about Web3. Super excited to learn about your project. Ladies, how are we doing today?
Great. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Are you excited about getting down to Miami, hanging out, seeing what Web3, you got Art Basel, you got the Web3 Summit, there's the Central. I think there's like 6 conferences happening at the same time. Ton of activity going on. Are y'all excited about being down in Miami?
Oh, yes. It's a perfect time to get out of New York.
Yeah, we're excited. Well, I feel like honestly, last night was like the first chilly night in New York. But I like the early chill, but Miami last year was so much fun. That was my first year going to Art Basel last year, and it felt so like vibrant and artistic, and the parties were great, and the art itself was just, we had the best time.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, creatives, I'm a content creator. I'm not an artist. Maybe some people would say in some way, whatever. But you know, you guys are true artists. You're filmmakers. You are making a piece of art for people to enjoy. There is really no better time to be down in Miami than that whole week. You got Basel, like you said, and all the conferences. The Web3 activity is going to be great. The parties are dope. So if you guys, anybody watching this, if you are thinking about heading down to Miami for the whole Web3 week that's happening, I suggest that you do it because one, being with people, building your community, building your network is so massive, and it is so integral into the process and success of Web3. And I tell you what, just to be with people all like-minded in the same area at the same time is pretty dope. So all right, let's talk about the film, the pilot that you guys are making. What's gone into your the motives behind it, your what makes it all happen. Talk to me about it.
Definitely. Yeah. So this project actually is very Art Basel centric, which is cool. About a year ago now, almost exactly.
Yeah.
We were invited by an NFT startup to come down to Art Basel and make a project about NFTs.
Yeah. And we very early on, we weren't sure at first if it was supposed to be like a documentary of their company, which we were also down to do. But then they made it very clear it was like such an open-ended gift and assignment. Like, no, like we want you to be at our events, because this is our 3rd film collaboration now. Just to make something simply involving an NFT. And since we were kind of before this strangers to the world, like we knew what an NFT was and like the sort of article sense of reading occasionally an article about it, but we thought of like making kind of a narrative story that would then like within the story we would go to Basel and kind of learn about NFTs. So it was almost, we called it like an NFT story for the every man or every woman.
Exactly. And kind of what became the final project was this hybrid documentaries, because we have real footage from Art Basel and the NFT world, and then also narrative, because it's framed by these characters, and we play ourselves in the film, which was kind of the best way of interacting in real time as Lucy and Delilah, but then combining that with everything and all the craziness that was going on at Art Basel.
Fun. Yeah. Now, are you guys in production, post-production? Where are you at in the process?
Yeah. No, so the pilot is now shot and completed. We did a private screening in New York at the end of September. And then even after that, we made like a few little edits. We kind of treated it almost as like a test screening. And then since then, we've started submitting it places. And then we submitted a few forms because we really wanted to try to show it during Art Basel this year. So that's when the Web3 conference invited us to be speakers on behalf of the film. And then hopefully we aren't sure yet if it's going to be able to screen at Web3, but they're working on it. And then, but no matter what, we also want to try to organize a screening later in the week and invite people we meet at these conferences in that week to come. And it's a very comedic piece, but it does kind of bring, because we can't really think of a series that kind of puts NFTs at the forefront of the conversation and like the culture around it. From the perspective of people that think it's like weirdly weird at first, but then they're totally like captivated by it and then ultimately seduced.
Exactly.
I love that. I think that that's, that it kind of hits it spot on, right? I think all of us, I've been in crypto for several years, but, when NFTs first came on the scene, I think like Crypto Kitties was the first thing I thought. I was just like, what is this shit? Like, this is not going to be a thing. And obviously I was dead wrong on that. And the ecosystem of what NFTs are right now versus where they're going to be in the future are also two very different things. Right now it's a lot of JPEGs, and there is some actual art, but for the most part, it's just JPEGs. But I think that, integrating what you're doing, creating art, making movies, and then having the NFT aspect to that as well. I think that that's fun, and making it comedic. I think that's really what we need, right? Because like everybody can be very serious, and we can, we push the education, and we have to like, say like, don't click links and don't do this and don't give up your seed phrase and all that stuff, and we scare the shit out of people. But let's have some fun, and that makes it more relatable, because then like now people have fun and they enjoy learning about NFTs, and even if it's in a comedic way, like they're still going to learn about it.
Completely. And something that was so fun is like my character is this kind of the NFT skeptic in this. So when Delilah's showing me this NFT that she received from like a client, I'm the one who's like, what is this? What are you showing me? Like, what am I even looking at? Which I think is kind of everyone's reaction, maybe at first, like you said, but then you get to know it better. And then in the piece, we go to Miami and it kind of expands, the world expands to us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now, do you have plans to shoot anything new while you're down there, or are you basically just there to get this thing seen as many times by as many eyeballs as you can?
Yeah, probably the latter. We aren't like, we might try to bring maybe a camcorder. There is a camcorder incorporated piece because we incorporate both camera footage and then camcorder footage. So maybe just for ourselves, we might want to film some stuff, but the goal is to get as many eyeballs on it as possible, and ideally also to find funding too, because right now it's a pilot. So ideally we could make more of the series because we have like an outline for the season. And then the other option we were thinking too is we could kind of turn it into a feature film. We'd probably have to reshoot. Maybe we could use some scenes from the original pilot, but if that format seemed like more appealing to an investor, we could also probably work with that.
Nice. Now, when it comes to, and this is important, the investment side of it, getting the project funded. Now, are you looking at any Web3 ways to do that? Are you going to launch a token? Are you going to do an NFT drop, or are you just looking for cash just to get the project going?
There's so much new, interesting funding and decentralized funding for film that's really, I think, just starting right now. And it's kind of using NFTs and the Web3 platform to fund films instead of like the traditional route. We're open to any and all of the above. I just think because the piece is so NFT focused and actually about an NFT and not just funded by NFTs, like there are so many routes and avenues to go. So yeah, it would be great to release parts or all of it as an NFT down the line, or find some sort of platform through that Web3 world that might want to feature it because it kind of has all those topics that we're discussing.
Yeah, like one thing, or like maybe does this, but like does OpenSea want now like original content about NFTs? Like you never know. Like Amazon didn't start producing films until it had all this extra capital, and then Amazon's like, oh, let's like produce movies and TV too. Like I don't know, maybe if there's an NFT platform that would want to go that route, or also the traditional route too. Like if a regular streaming platform would want to pick it up, or
yeah. Well, I mean, I think that it's genius to whether it's, issue NFTs based on, what is it, a fractionalized ownership of your film or what you're trying to accomplish, or, you take like the 10 coolest scenes, or I don't know, whatever the magic number is, mint it, and then that, you're funding that way, and you can do, however many you want to of that. And I think, the whole industry, it's going to be huge, right? Like Gala Games. I don't know if you know anything about Gala. They started out kind of more on the gaming side. Well, they just released a film and music division as well. So, it is definitely NFTs integrating into this, the cinema scene, if that's even the right word to use. It's going there. and you just got to find the way. You got to get in where you fit in, you know, where that goes. And I think, you know, being down in Art Basel week with all these conferences going on, like, you will find the people that you need to. I personally know people that own marketplaces, NFT, then what they're trying to do is do stuff different, right? So my whole goal, and with these, you know, interviews that I'm doing with people before the conference, it's really an opportunity for me to meet everybody. And again, you know, community, I think, is, and I've said it before and I'll say it, you know, over and over and over, community is really the engine that drives what Web3 is. You know, as a content creator, as an artist, without a community, we have nothing. I mean, look what happened to Kevin Hart, right? Like, Kevin Hart, one of the biggest celebrities in the world, tried to drop a 10K NFT collection and he failed. It didn't sell out because he didn't harness a Web3 community. What are you doing to start facilitating that Web3 community in order to, you know, how are you channeling that group? You guys doing Twitter Spaces? What's going on? Talk to me about that.
Well, we have gotten a little bit involved in one of the decentralized funding, film funding communities, which is called Decentralized Pictures. So they're doing some really cool stuff that's looking to, they've launched their own token to kind of have like people post their films and like other filmmakers kind of vote or like comment or give feedback to other people's films. And then they have kind of like prizes and things like that to elevate filmmakers, which I think is really cool. And then actually going to Art Basel itself, we're really looking forward to kind of getting more involved into the community there.
Yeah, because this will be our first Web3 conference we're ever attending. So I feel like this trip is kind of our first like real effort to meet a lot of people in the community. I mean, we met a lot of people when we were filming last year, but then we were like in editing, and because again, we're more on the creative side. We're more like writers, actors, filmmakers. So this world is still pretty new to us, but we're really excited to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's exciting, and you know, like we were talking about earlier, you know, this is probably one of the absolute best times of the year to be down there and to, you know, really take advantage of building that Web3 community. If there's anything that anybody can ever do, you know, in this Web3 ecosystem, you know, you just reach out and ask, because again, like I said, you know, it's the rising tides floats all boats, and we just want everybody to be successful, because if, say, you have a Victor versus the Metaverse is a smash hit, right, and it goes to a box office, say that all that happens, right, and now you've got millions and millions of people watching your art, and they start to learn about this ecosystem that's NFTs, Web3, Metaverse, crypto, all that. You know, you could be the catalyst for all of this. You just never know.
Definitely. It would be so great to see more like original content on platforms, on NFT or Web3 platforms too. I think that's a really cool avenue. And one that people will hopefully start to explore more and more.
I appreciate you both taking time out of your day to chat with me. I am looking forward to meeting you actually in person down in Miami. Any final thoughts before we say goodbye today?
Well, thank you so much for having us. It was so nice to speak up the project a little bit, and we're excited to show it to people.
Yeah, no, and as freelancers, it's just like, as these artists, like, it's just so excited to hear that people are like eager to see a product, and we do think it's original. So we're really happy and excited for people to see it.
I'm looking forward to meeting you guys again in real life down in Miami for Web3 Summit, Women in Web3, and then Art Basel. So until then, you guys take it easy up in New York, and we'll see you in Miami soon.